And there we are, the Joy Boys, Southern Roarer. You're in tune with Southern FM, 88.3 on the dial. The time is exactly 8 o'clock. Hello, I'm Alex Hehr, and this is Thanks for the Memory. And line up tonight, let's have a look at it for you. At 8:30, I'll be playing the Paul Gallico story, and a lovely one it is too, The Snow Goose, featuring Herbert Marshall and Joan Loring. The Hall of Fame at 9 o'clock, on this day at 9:15. At 9:30, parts 3 and 4 of the program we played last week, 25 years of royal variety at the London Palladium, and that's a terrific show. 11 o'clock, our Comedy Tonight features the two Ronnies. 11:15 we'll have On This Day the second playing, and 11:30 Al Bowley remembered and a couple of great songs from Al. So stay with us. All right, enough of theme. I think we'll get away to a nice start. And who better to start the show tonight than Chick Henderson with Joe Loss and the orchestra.
Sand in my shoes, sand from Havana, calling me to that ever so heavenly shore, calling me back to you once more. Dreams in the night, dreams of Havana, dreams of a love I haven't the strength to refuse. Darling, the sand is in my shoes. Deep in my veins, the sensuous strains of the soft guitar. Deep in my soul, the thundering roll of a tropic sea. Under the sky, that was Havana. You are the moonlight memory I can't seem to lose. That's why my life's an aimless cruise. All that is real is the feel of the sand in my shoes.
Until midnight, you're on Thanks for the Memory from Southern FM 88.3.
There's joy the whole summer through.
Well, a nice bright opening to our program for this week. We heard, firstly, Sand in My Shoes, Chick Henderson with Joe Loss's orchestra, the song written by Frank Lesser and Victor Scherzinger back in 1941. And then we heard Andy Cole with Tony Osborne and his orchestra and the Williams Singers, and the title song from the show The White Horse Inn. Hope you enjoyed that. A nice opening to our program at 8 minutes after 8 o'clock on Southern FM 88.3. Alex here with you through until midnight with lots and lots of good nostalgia. So I hope you will stay with me. And don't forget, at 8:30, we'll have that lovely story, The Snow Goose. You're listening to Thanks for the Memory, part of your weekend on Southern FM 88.3.
Yesterday while out a-walking, I met a dear little girl. Somehow we started a-talking. Oh, my brain was all in a whirl. She said she came from old Killarney, so I started in to quiz. I got a surprise that opened my eyes, for who do you think she is? She's the daughter of Rosie O'Grady, a regular old-fashioned girl.
She's the daughter of Rosie O'Grady, a regular old-fashioned girl. She isn't crazy for diamond rings, silkens and satins and fancy things. She's just a sweet little lady, and when you meet her you'll see.
Why, I'm glad I caught her, the daughter of Rosie O'Grady.
And that was the daughter of Rosie O'Grady, indeed it was. And presented by Gene Kelly, a song actually written back in 1918 by Monty Brydom and Walter Donaldson. And before that one we heard Have You Ever Been Lonely? Jack and Jill, Sam Brown and Anona Wynne from the year 1932.
Darren was sick of being known around the office as a one-fingered keyboard wonder. St Kilda Road, Melbourne, 867-6788. 867-6788. Results are guaranteed. PC Touch, proud supporters of Southern FM.
It's 8:15 on Southern FM, and I hope you've had a very nice New Year's Day, and whatever you did last night, I hope it wasn't too outrageous. You didn't have too much alcohol or what have you, because that can be a bit dicey with the booze buses and that on the road. And wasn't the road toll a very pleasing result for last year now? Well, let's hope we can do better this year. It's 16 minutes after 8 now. Southern FM 88.3. Thanks for the Memory is your program.
You're tuned to the great southern sounds of Melbourne. 88.3 Southern FM.
Oh, how I love you, honey, hush. Your lovely cheeks make roses blush. Your lips are divine, they taste just like wine. They seem to whisper of love. And all together you don't play fair.
Hello, this is Steve Price, and you're listening to Thanks for the Memory on 88.3 Southern FM with Alex Hehr.
Oh, the wayward wind is a restless wind. The wayward wind.
Tex Ritter, we heard that time with The Wayward Wind, the orchestra conducted by Harry Geller, and a song back from the year 1956. And before that, the Horry-Dargy Quintet, and a nice selection there from, I guess we could call it a Fats Waller medley. 22 and a half minutes after 8 o'clock on Southern FM 88.3.
Will you survive if there's a bushfire in your district?
Bushfire? We've got to get out of here, Willie.
No, Wally. In most cases, the best thing to do is stay inside your house,
Aye?
provided you take proper precautions.
What precautions, Willie?
They're all spelled out in this brochure, Wally.
Oh.
Will you survive?
Great. I'm going to get married.
Now, Wally.
Be fire safe. Contact your local fire authority for your copy of Will You Survive?
When an irresistible force such as you meets an old immovable object like me,
Because you come to me with not save alone.
Very nice song there, Because, presented by Richard Crooks. And before that we heard Fred Astaire with the Russ Garcia Orchestra, and from the 1955 film Daddy Longlegs, Something's Gotta Give. It's 28 and a half minutes past 8. We'll have one more track and then we'll have the Snow Goose as advertised. Until midnight, you're on Thanks for the Memory from Southern FM 88.3.
On that street, come and get it, dear.
Glory time, coming for today. On that great train, come and get it, and keep it, and share it. Come and get it.
From Finian's Rainbow, we heard Ella Logan, Donald Richards, and the Lynn Murray Singers with the orchestra, and the great Come and Get It Day, bringing our time to 28 minutes to 9 o'clock on Southern FM 88.3. And as promised, we're now going to play the Paul Gallico story, The Snow Goose, adapted for recordings by Nat Wolfe, starring Herbert Marshall and Joan Loring with a supporting cast. The music was composed and is conducted on this recording by Victor Young. And I'd like to say hi to Jean. I know Jean's listening and hope you enjoy it, Jean, and also Richard, who inquired about it. So here it comes, The Snow Goose. I hope you enjoy it.
They tell of the snow goose, all that know of her. But what they tell is only a little of the story. I know the truth because I saw that mighty bird, soar calm and unafraid, straight toward the leaden death and blanketing smoke of Dunkirk. But that was before the sea had claimed its own, and the great white bird that saw it all from the beginning to the end had returned to the silences of the Northland whence it came.
Goodbye, my Frith. Goodbye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did hearing it again. The Snow Goose, Herbert Marshall and Joan Loring, and I think it's time to break out the tissues. Very sad story, but very lovely. It's 9:05 and we'll have some music now. We'll, because of that problem at the beginning of that, which I do apologise for, we'll dispense with Hall of Fame for this week, and we'll have some music, and at 9:15 we'll have On This Day. Here's a song from Robert and Elizabeth.
When all the world is fine and fair, and when there's music in the air, the song is you.
I know why there are ripples on a stream, and why it's wonderful to dream as dreamers do.
If there are ripples on the stream, and when it's wonderful to dream, the dream is you. Your shadow when it's warm,
your shelter from a storm,
your every lovely form I ever knew. And so now, when they say heaven's high above, I wonder what they're thinking of. It can't be true. There is no heaven high above. Heaven is somebody to love as I love you. Your every smile that smiled,
the winter when it's wild,
a lark that's been beguiled beyond the blue. And so now, when they say heaven's far away, if there is truth in what they say, there must be two. The one that's far away above, the one that's having you to love my whole life through. This I know, and so I know.
Tuned to Thanks for the Memory with Alex Hehr on 88.3 Southern FM.
You ought to see Deacon Jones when he rattles his bones. Old Parson Brown dancing round like a clown. Old Aunt Jemima, who's past 83, shouting out full of pep. Watch your step, watch your step. One-legged Joe dancing round on his toes, throws away his crutch and hollers, hey, let her go, oh honey. Hail, hail, the gang's all here for the Alabama Jubilee. Mr. Francis Craig and his bones. See Deacon Jones rattle his bones. Old Parson Brown dance like a clown. Old Aunt Jemima past 83, shouting out full of pep. Watch your step, watch your step. One-legged Joe round on his toes, throws away his crutch and hollers, hey, let her go, oh honey. Hail, hail, the gang's all here for the Alabama Jubilee. You ought to see Deacon Jones when he rattles his bones. Old Parson Brown dancing around like a clown. Old Aunt Jemima who's past 83, shouting out full of pep. Watch your step, watch your step. One-legged Joe dancing round on his toes, throws away his crutch and hollers, hey, let her go, oh honey. Hail, hail, the gang's all here for the Alabama Jubilee.
And that was the Alabama Jubilee from Red Foley. Oh, I got caught on the telephone there. Apologise for that. Hang on, I'll be back. Let's have a message and then we'll have some more music before On This Day.
David Bowie recently stated, as a child of the 60s, we were taught by our peers and our generation that we should question all the established values and focus on searching for a sense of self. It seems now that David himself is embracing some of the traditional values and leaving behind a life which included sexual confusion, drugs, loneliness and dabbling in witchcraft.
Rebel, rebel, how could they know? Hot tramp, I love you so.
Rather than go on tour now, he prefers to commit himself to his marriage and to developing a close relationship with his adult son. There are times when it may be wise to chuck out and ignore some of the lifestyles we see in the traditions or behaviour of the older generation. But real values, relationships, commitment and care, and might I add, faith, will always enhance and enrich the lives of ourselves and those around us. This is John Smith.
Yes, thanks, John. It's 11.5 minutes after 9, and Jean rang up to say that she enjoyed very much the story of the snow goose, and it is a lovely story, isn't it? Always get very emotional when I play that, or when I even play it at home just for my own personal listening. We'll have some music, after which it will be time for On This Day. And let's listen to the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards. Because it's New Year, the Scottish, it's Hogmanay, and it wouldn't be Hogmanay without the swirl of the pipe. So here's the very beautiful Abide With Me. Amazing Grace, rather. The pipes and drums and the military band of the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards, and a very beautiful recording they made some years back, Amazing Grace. Hope you enjoyed that, and all our Scottish friends, it's a happy Hogmanay to you. It's 9:15, time for On This Day. On this day in 1600, Queen Elizabeth I granted a charter establishing the British East India Company. The company was to trade in the Eastern Hemisphere, and the charter gave George Clifford, Earl of Cumberland, and 215 other knights a 15-year franchise. Its purpose was to break into the Indonesian spice trade, which had been dominated by the Dutch. On this day in 1959, Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista fled his war-torn island after failing to secure the support of the US in his struggle against the revolutionary forces of Fidel Castro. Castro, 32, was expected to declare Santiago de Cuba, from where he commanded his rebel army, Cuba's provisional capital. On this day in 1804, after an 11-year slave rebellion against France, Haiti declared its independence, becoming the first Latin American state to gain its freedom. On this day in 1984, the Sultan of Brunei, said to be the world's richest man, appointed himself Prime Minister, Finance Minister and Home Affairs Minister as the tiny British protectorate gained its independence. Sandwiched between parts of Malaysia in what used to be called Borneo, Brunei's fortune lies in the necklace of oil wells along its coast. As the Civil War raged in America, President Abraham Lincoln this day declared freedom for all slaves in the southern states that had rebelled against his government. In Washington, huge crowds of emancipated slaves celebrated the announcement, which honored a pledge made by the president before the war began. In his speech, Lincoln said the Old South must be destroyed and replaced by new propositions and new ideas. And now let's have a look at those people celebrating their birthday today. Paul Revere, the American silversmith and patriot, who carried news of the British approach to Lexington and Concord, was born in 1735. Baron Pierre de Coubertin, French founder of the modern Olympic Games, was born in 1863. J. Edgar Hoover, American founder and head of the FBI, was born in 1895. And Harold Kim Philby, the British traitor who spied for the Russian intelligence, was born in 1912. It all happened on this day. And there we are with On This Day, and that'll be rebroadcast this evening at 11:15 for those people who may have missed it, this particular playing. All right, now let's have a look at Melbourne's weather.
Time for the weather.
And firstly, a warning, a strong wind warning is current for Victorian coastal waters east of Wilson's Promontory. For Port Phillip and Western Port Bays, southwest to southerly winds of 15 to 20 knots, reaching 25 knots at times this evening. So it's going to be pretty rough out there. Wind turning east to southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots tomorrow, waves of 1 to 1.5 metres. Melbourne metropolitan area, fine, a mainly sunny day with a light wind and sea breeze. Maximum tomorrow 24, minimum tonight should be 12, and currently it's 14 degrees on the roof here at Southern FM, where our time is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Until midnight, you're with Thanks for the Memory on Southern FM 88.3. Well, that was a nice song, wasn't it? Autumn Leaves. But do you know who was singing it? Well, it was Maria. Remember Maria in the early days of Melbourne television? I don't know her surname, but that was Maria, and a song from 1947 called Autumn Leaves. That was beautiful, wasn't it? And before that, we heard Xavier Cougar and his Waldorf Astoria Orchestra, and a song written by Enrique Madriguera called Adios. A little bit of a rumba or a samba around the kitchen table at 25 after 9 on Southern FM. Thanks for the Memories, your program.
As death and terror devastate Rwanda, World Vision is there, providing food, blankets, clothing, healthcare inside Rwanda and in border refugee camps. Thousands of innocent Rwandans are suffering terribly from disease and hunger, especially mothers and their children. Please give to World Vision now and help us meet their most urgent needs. Call 132240 right away today or give through any ANZ bank. The Rwandans need you. Call World Vision now, 132240.
Yes, by all accounts, they're still in dire straits over there, so if you can give them a hand, why not?
There are over 1 million English-speaking adults in Australia who have problems with reading and writing.
If you're one of them, or if you know someone who finds it difficult to read and write, please make a note of this number, 1800 02 1184. That's the Reading Writing Free Call Hotline.
It's never too late to learn to read and write. You can do it. You can do it at home, and it's free. Phone 1800 02 1184 and find out how.
Lazy weather, good for nothing time, but joy and love and melody and rhyme all get together, meet her in the lane. It's lazy weather time again.
Lazy Weather, and did you recognise the very young Perry Como there with Ted Weems Orchestra from the 15th of May 1936? Lazy Weather. Well now, can you help? Active people are required to help the Brighton Benevolent Society Incorporated to form a roster for bread runs. You must be able to drive a car though, and your services are required once weekly, fortnightly or monthly for a half to 1 hour. So that's not a lot of input, is it? If you are interested, please phone 596 7283 on weekdays. I suggest perhaps leave it till after Monday. Monday's a holiday in most areas. And you can ring them between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's the Brighton Benevolent Society. You're listening to Thanks for the Memory, part of your weekend on Southern FM 88.3. Yes, you are in tune with Southern FM 88.3, and the time is now 9:30.
For better food protection, depend on Frigidaire, the best refrigerator that you'll find anywhere.
Everywhere, Frigidaire waits for your inspection.
So stop and ask your dealer to show you Frigidaire.
Glamorous Frigidaire, made only by General Motors.
Indeed it was. All right, well now, that was the Frigidaire, and they're sponsoring... Oh dear, I'm having a night tonight. It's fun and games in here at Southern FM. I'm here to tell you. Never mind, it's 9:30 in Melbourne. And it's time for our special, and it's going to be a little bit of a break, and I think I might have a coffee, well-earned one. I've been working very hard here tonight. And tonight we're playing parts 3 and 4 of the special we started last week, and it's 25 years of royal variety at the London Palladium. So we take you now to the stage of the London Palladium, and to Buddy Rich and his orchestra, and a song from Jesus Christ Superstar.
It couldn't be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so. Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter or fall. No, never could I leave you at all. If ever I would leave you, it couldn't be in springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so. Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter or fall. No, never could I leave you at
Robert Meadmore it was, with the orchestra conducted by Jerry Ellison from Lerner and... Once is enough. Oh dear. Our little CD players here get a little bit carried away with themselves. Yes, Robert Meadmore it was, Jerry Ellison the orchestra, and Lerner and Lowe's Camelot. And I played that one for Margaret of Noble Park. Margaret, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you heard it. I think we might be getting down to Noble Park if the weather conditions are favourable. And before that we heard the Accordion Serenaders and Cruising Down the River with the vocal of Rita Williams. So there you are on Southern FM 88.3. Our time is 23 minutes after 10 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock tonight we have some comedy from the two Ronnies, so I know you'll enjoy that. And Margaret, very happy New Year to you too, and also to a very good friend of mine, Jamie, who I spoke to just before Christmas. Jamie, all the very best for 1995, and I'm sure everything will be fine, and thank you for being a great friend all of 94, and I look forward to continued friendship in 95. And here's something that I think that you'll enjoy, and hope to see you soon, mate.
Zoom, 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 your aircraft takes you flying high. Traveling is much more pleasant when you fly. TAA is the friendly way. That's a fact, as you hear everyone say. TAA will give you service with a smile. Makes your journey one that's really well worthwhile. TAA is the friendly way. Always fly TAA. Zoom, zoom, your aircraft takes you flying high. Traveling is much more pleasant when you fly. TAA is the friendly way. That's a fact, as you hear everyone say. TAA will give you service with a smile. Make your journey one that's really well worthwhile. TAA is the friendly way. Always fly TAA. Make your journey one that really is worthwhile. Always fly TAA.
Until midnight, you're with Thanks for the Memory on 88.3 Southern FM.
By myself I'd been Orchikun
I think she's finished now. Sorry about that. Mary O'Hara it was, and The Quiet Land of Erin, a traditional Irish song. And before that we heard Misty Islands of the Highlands, so we went from Scotland to Ireland. And that was the Cassani Club Orchestra from November 1935 with George Barclay. And Declan Foley from the Celtic Mix on Monday night would have enjoyed that, no doubt. All right, our time at Southern FM is 27.5 minutes to 11.
Time for the weather.
And let's have a brief look now at the weather. For Port Phillip and Western Port Bays, southerly winds at first averaging 15 knots and reaching 20 to 25 knots at times. Winds shifting more east to southeasterly in the morning and averaging 15 knots, but freshening to 20 to 25 knots in the afternoon with sea breezes. Waves of 1 to 1.5 metres. For the Melbourne and metropolitan area, fine, a mainly sunny day with moderate to fresh southeasterly winds. Overnight minimum of 12 degrees and maximum of 24 tomorrow. And currently here at Southern FM, we have 15 degrees on our rooftop. Outlook for Tuesday is fine with a maximum in the high 20s. Thank you, John. It's 25.5 minutes to 11 o'clock, and you're on Southern FM, the great southern sounds of Melbourne radio. Until midnight, you're listening to Thanks for the Memory with Alex Hehr on the great southern sounds of Melbourne, Southern FM, 88.3.
Morning.
And who's that cat coming down the street?
I don't know, but it sounds to me like that whipping man with the bone.
Sure having himself a ball.
Yes, that was that cat, all right.
You're tuned to the great southern sounds of Melbourne, 88.3 Southern FM.
You certainly are, and it's 19 minutes away from 11 o'clock now on Southern FM, and as Neil said, it's 88.3 on the dial. Let's have a look at our program lineup for tomorrow, shall we? Well, now at midnight, I'm assuming Bill Bennett will be in to do a couple of hours for you in the wee small hours of Monday, the 2nd of January, although he was up doing early morning breakfast, so not sure about that. But Bill will probably ring in if he's listening and let me know for sure. 6 o'clock, we have early music with Mark Hehr for breakfast. That's really good. Digger and Danny radio show at 8 o'clock. And then Southern Celebrities tomorrow, Bob Horsfall and Robin Collins. Deborah Elise is away for a couple of weeks, so Rockin' Dave Suskin's filling in between 11 and 12. Reg Gorman comes your way at 12 with You and Me. Southern Country at 2, Reg Pitt. And at 4 o'clock, Dave Caffey's Drive, 4 till 6:30. Your Money and Your Life, Terry Johansson at 6:30. At 7 right now, Kerry Blair and Noel Franklin. At 8 o'clock, the Celtic or Celtic Mix with Declan Foley. 9 o'clock, Projection South with Rosa Morales. 10 o'clock, Tiempo de Tango with Ruben Espinosa. And at 11 o'clock, it's the Bosnian Community Show. That's how it goes on Monday here at Southern FM.
Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old bird woman comes in her own special way to the people she calls. Come buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you
And we heard Julie Andrews that time with Tuppence a Bag. Feed the Birds from, of course, Mary Poppins. A little bit of housekeeping before that. In the previous bracket we heard Sweet Georgia Brown, Brother Bones and His Shadows, and the Luton Girls Choir sang the beautiful Ivor Novello song, Someday My Heart Will Awake.
David and Maria are pretty much your average teenagers. They hang out with their friends, play a bit of sport, but at this moment in time, they can't live with their family. Through adolescent community placement, they'll have a real chance to be placed within a happy environment, just like your home. So if you can share your home, Adolescent Community Placement and the Children's Welfare Association of Victoria would really appreciate it. For more information, phone toll-free 1800 013 088.
Indeed, Southern FM 88.3. Our time is now pointing to 13 minutes away from 11 o'clock, and you're with Alex here on Southern FM. Until midnight, you're with Thanks for the Memory on Southern FM 88.3.
I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, the rainbow, why then, oh, why can't I? Happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't go to the pictures, to a picture show. Let's go to the pictures where the lights are down low. Don't really care whether the skies are gray or fine, 'cause we'll be holding hands together in a wonderland where stars are always shining. Let's go to the pictures where we'll sit and dream. Box 2 tickets to heaven on the silvery screen. We can ride the range west, be a movie star's guest, or a Juliet and Romeo. Let's go to the picture, to a picture show.
Let's go to the pictures, to a picture show. Let's go to the pictures, where the lights are down low. Don't really care whether skies are gray or fine.
'Cause we'll be holding hands together in a wonderland where stars are always shining.
Let's go to the pictures, where we sit and dream. 2 tickets to heaven on the silvery screen. We can ride the range west, be a movie star's guest, or a Juliet or Romeo. Let's go to the pictures, to a picture show. We can ride the range west, be a movie star's guest, or a Juliet or Romeo. Let's go to the pictures, to a picture show.